Welcome to my RET unit. My name is Dr. JLMyka and I teach at Gateway Community and Technical College in Northern Kentucky. The course that I worked with was Biology 1 and its lab, and these are courses that are for biology majors and they're required for bachelor's degrees in biological sciences, chemistry such as biochemistry, genetics, pre-med, and pre-veterinary, among many others. The group that I worked with worked through the RET unit in the spring of 2019.
To begin the process, we started with the big idea, which is that every organism requires water for life, so water quality is really important. Once we had the big idea in mind and we learned about the scenario, students asked essential questions, and the key one for our challenge in our unit was how can we remove or reduce fecal contaminants?
The standards that apply to a college-level biology majors course are basically the course description and then any outcomes from the college system. So we used Biology 1 and its lab, Bio 114 and 115, as the standards.
By the end of this unit, students were expected to understand how we were able to count bacteria using the spectrophotometer, design and implement and analyze a process, and go through iterations and plan extensions from there. So how did we get them interested in it? Your swimming lake became fecally contaminated. What do we do about it? That's the challenge. Design and test a remediation to remove and reduce E. coli in contaminated water. So the activities that the students performed were, the first was the hook of introducing the fecal lake contamination. Then we counted bacteria using a spectrophotometer. Once they had that, they did their challenge and analyzed the results. And finally, they reflected and refined and are planning further iterations to further explore beyond this unit. So we're looking at applications, careers, and societal impacts. And applications are very extensive. The career options are plentiful in multiple areas, and there's great societal impacts of clean and healthy water.
There was a pre and post unit quiz that was administered obviously before and after this particular RET unit was performed in the classroom. And a caveat is that the quiz did include questions based on the entire larger college-level biology majors metabolism unit. There were great increases of 26 and 28% in knowledge on the questions that specifically pertain to this activity set, but there were other questions that were beyond what was covered within this unit. Regardless, there was still an overall 8% increase on the entire quiz, which is almost a letter grade. What went very well in this unit was the excellent student engagement and ownership and how they really got into the engineering design process. So this unit was an excellent hook to introduce college-level biology in the beginning of a big unit. What was surprising was that the biology majors needed much less time than expected. So K through 12 teachers may need to add much more time, and I actually need to reduce some of the time on some of the activities. The other good thing was that the students wanted to do more iterations and extensions that we can work into our college-level metabolism unit to go far beyond what the RET unit was intended to do. RET is funded by the National Science Foundation. I would also like to acknowledge the many people at the University of Cincinnati, including Dr. Soryang Che, Dr. Margaret Kupferle, Debbie Liberi, Denny Dupps, Laura Buchanan, Kristen Barnes, and my colleagues Paul Schember and Mohini Namad, who were invaluable during the summer workshop. Finally, thanks to Gateway and Dr. Susan Santos for supporting me throughout this entire endeavor.